ball comes here to Donnarumma, he plays it to Pacho, and Pacho's going to make a mistake. Right when this ball comes to his foot, look, it goes right under his legs behind him, and he's got to go back and retrieve it. This is where Arsenal needed to just squeeze, and they didn't do it. PSG didn't just beat Arsenal, they danced past them. They're probably the best team right now in Europe, and they showed it again against Arsenal in this Champions League semi-final first leg. So what we're going to do in this video is break down some of the tactics. The first 20 minutes where PSG completely dominated and bossed Arsenal in every way. The way Arsenal were able to re-seize control mostly through Bukayo Saka and almost get an equalizer on both sides at halftime. And then I'll show you how PSG just took the life out of Arsenal in the second half to hold on to their lead. So welcome to Campfire Football. I'm Sebastian North. Like the video if you enjoy it. Subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. And yeah, leave me your opinions in the comments below. So in the lead up to the game, Mikel Arteta demanded the fans bring their shin pads, bring their boots. He wanted them all in to create a bear pit cauldron of an atmosphere. And it was great at kickoff. The only problem is Dembele silenced the crowd in just a couple minutes. And this must have been a gut punch for Arsenal because right away, 2 minutes into the game, PSG put together a stretch of possession that just toys with Arsenal and it ends in a goal. So what I'm going to show you here is the positional rotation of PSG and how they really wanted to destabilize Arsenal. Vitinha didn't really know who to cover and PSG would sort of keep the ball in this area. And even when they had the opportunity to switch, here, Vitinha, it seems like the obvious idea is just, well, go out to your left back. There's too many people over here. No, he wants to probe again. And he goes back out to the wide area. This time it's Hakimi out there instead of Doué. Now, Doué and João Neves drop in a little bit and look at the Arsenal back line. 4 players marking nobody. That obviously means that PSG have numbers up all over the rest of the pitch. And they're more than happy in tight spaces to keep it like this. Even if they can't find their penetrating pass yet, they know that it's coming because they're so comfortable keeping the ball. So Vitinha looks up, plays it into Neves, who just gives it back to him. And again, you're thinking, well, okay, switch it to the other side. But no, he wants to get Dembele a touch on the ball. So Dembele goes in. The ball from Dembele is a little bit loose, so João Neves does very well to actually win it back here. And again, he could play it back to Marquinhos to recycle the ball, go the other way, and even just play it back to be safe. But no, immediately he wants to turn and go forward again. And they want to see how much they can get the Arsenal back line to follow them. And now Doué makes a run out wide, and he takes Kivior with him. And finally, they decide to switch it. And this is where Arsenal's press gets triggered, but also where they would finally leave space that PSG would exploit in the middle. And there's a few key players here. As this ball goes to Pacho, that's the moment. Immediately you can see Odegaard start running, but Vitinha and Fabian Ruiz both make very clever movements here in order to get Dembele the ball. So the ball goes to Nuno Mendes. You can see all the Arsenal players running in. Fabian Ruiz making a run away from the center to take Declan Rice with him. Vitinha recognizes that the diagonal in Dembele is on if he doesn't cut it off. And this is a ball that PSG really like to play. So actually Vitinha checks in, he takes Marino with him, and the ball goes out to Dembele. And here, Gabriel Martinelli's caught in no man's land. He should have started to go to Dembele to make sure he can't get it in turn. But once Dembele turns, it's on. Now, we got to look again at Fabian Ruiz. He's run off the back of Declan Rice, and now he's got the attention of Jurrien Timber. Fabian Ruiz here continues his run, but he doesn't do it to he went to go double up here. No one else picked up Dembele. It should have been Marino. He didn't do it. Dembele, top of the box. Very good shot, honestly, because the ball was bouncing. It hits the post and goes in, and Arsenal down 1-0 in 3 minutes and 15 seconds. I mean, that is a kick in the teeth for Arsenal. Right when you start the game, you're all G'd up to do it, and now you're down. What an exasperating feeling that must be. And then it just continued. For the next 20 minutes, basically, PSG would just give Arsenal the runaround. So Luis Enrique has coached this team to be outstanding on the ball. They are so difficult to win it from. And Vitinha is a key member of this in the midfield. Alternating movement here, where Vitinha drops in, and Hakimi goes flying forward. Drags 2 Arsenal players away, and now Vitinha has the ball, and he can just decide to go the other way. You get him from Doué, and now PSG are in at the Arsenal back line. João Neves out wide to Kvaratskhelia. 1v1 with Timber and gets the shot off. And now Arteta is really freaking out because it's like, we wanted to do so well at the start, but now we are just behind and we can't even get a grip. Yeah, at this point, Arteta had to be fuming. Like, what do we do to get back into this game? Well, they needed to press a little higher, a little more aggressively, and just not let PSG find these pockets of space when players were checking in. Here, Dembele checks back towards the ball as Pacho plays it to him, and Dembele does a great job of keeping the ball here, but he can't turn. That's the key. Saliba did a very good job of following him, and now there's not really much space. And Nuno Mendes wants to play that ball across like he did earlier to Dembele for the goal, but Arsenal are squeezed up so they can win it. And this completely changed the tenor of the game, because once Arsenal are able to win balls here, they were able to involve Bukayo Saka a lot more. And his impact in the second part of the first half coincided directly with Arsenal regaining a certain level of control and almost another couple chances. One big warning for PSG was defending set pieces, and they're not very good at it. Take a look at Kvaratskhelia. His body shape is different from everybody else's. Everyone else is facing the ball, has an idea of where their man is, but Kvaratskhelia has turned the other way. And watch, it's going to force him to turn around, turn his back on the ball. Kivior's the one that gets there. It hits Trossard, goes up in the air, and Donnarumma claims it. And you got this feeling like Arsenal surely now are going to equalize. Miles Lewis-Skelly inverting into midfield. He had a very, very good first half. Here, Hakimi flying out of the right back position to go mark him, and Lewis-Skelly does very well to get around him. Now, what does that mean? It means that PSG are light in the back because their right back is miles out of position. And look at Arsenal. They have a 3-on-2 on that side. So Trossard starts to make a run forward to occupy Pacho. Gabriel Martinelli, you can see him leaning, getting ready to make his run. The way to the pass is absolutely excellent. And just like that, Arsenal are behind the back line. And Martinelli, I mean, from this position, he really should score. But the save is excellent. Arsenal blow the opportunity right before halftime. But they would get another one right on the other side of the half. This is actually literally the very beginning of the half. So we have the kickoff. Ball goes to Raya. He goes ahead and launches it deep to the Arsenal players running on. Now, Marino would challenge for it with Joao Neves, and Joao Neves was adjudged to have elbowed Marino in the face. 10 seconds into the half, Arsenal have a free kick in this position. Mikel Marino does very well to win the header, plunks it in, and Arsenal think they've equalized. But wait, VAR check. Look at the clock. 46-27. We're at 48-31. 2 minutes have gone by. Look at these two fans. They are dying. I mean, this is taking way too long. And look at this girl's face in the back. I mean, yeah, I agree. I agree, girl. This VAR check is taking forever. And then Trossard will get Arsenal's last major chance, once again saved by Donnarumma. And in, very good rotation. Ball goes into Trossard. And look, his shot is very good here with his weak foot. It's curling, and so Donnarumma is just able to get a hand to it. I mean, that is an exceptional save. And then after that, PSG would just pretty much take control of the match. And not a whole lot of chances were created, but for Arsenal, their press started to get a little slower, and PSG were just passing around it with ease. Hakimi offers the ball in here, and now, what do they do to switch the play? They love that diagonal ball, switch it out. So as I said, the Arsenal press just lost its verve at this point. Right when this ball comes to his foot, look, it goes right under his legs behind him, and he's got to go back and retrieve it. This is where Arsenal needed to just squeeze, and they didn't do it. Mikel Marino, not close enough to Vitinha. Bukayo Saka needs to be sprinting in on Nuno Mendes because that is where this ball is going. It's super obvious. And what he's got to do is get close enough to Nuno Mendes where he can put in a tackle, or at least make sure that Nuno Mendes does not have a pass forward. And he can just curl it straight into the midfield. Brilliant little pass. Finds Dembele, who checks in again. Yes, he's followed by Saliba, but as the touch gets a little away from him, Zinchenko decides, ooh, I can go win it, so I'm going to leave my man. Ball gets poked away from him, and PSG can easily go out the other side. This just took the life out of Arsenal. Now, Arsenal did have the ball in periods in the second half, but the only time they looked dangerous was from set pieces. Meanwhile, PSG every now and again would launch a very dangerous attack. Those didn't go in, and it really is a positive for Arsenal that they're not down 2-0 going into the second leg. PSG are outstanding. They're for sure my favorite team in Europe to watch at the moment. I think they're absolute favorites to win the Champions League, so I don't think Arsenal are going to make a comeback in this second leg. But either way, I hope you enjoyed this breakdown. Thanks for stopping by. Like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, and let me know what you think in the comments of what I said about this game. Thanks for stopping by. I'm Sebastian North. This is Campfire Football. Take it easy.